Meanwhile, President Moon Jae-in hosted a pre-event to welcome the many world leaders in his country for the Games. The possibility of a get-together between leaders and key officials of Seoul, Washington, Tokyo, and Pyongyang attract much spotlight. But did it really happen? Our Moon Connyoung joins us live from the nation's top office. Connyoung, what's the latest?
Well, Daniel, the opening ceremony of the 2018 PyeongChang Winter Olympic Games is getting underway on a rather uncomfortable diplomatic note at least. South Korean President Moon Jae-in hosted a welcoming reception for his top guests that ended right before the opening ceremony opened. And we are hearing that at the event tonight was an absence of U.S. VP Mike Pence. Now, on the guest list were many world leaders in the country for the PyeongChang Winter Olympic Games, including Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, U.S. Vice President Mike Pence, and North Korea's nominal head of state Kim Yong-nam. What we know thus far is that the event got delayed by 40 minutes as the Japanese Prime Minister and the U.S. Vice President didn't appear on time for President Moon's receiving event and the photo session. So the event got underway without the two, and the South Korean leader had to step out of the dinner reception for a separate photo opportunity with Mr. Abe and Mr. Pence, after which the Japanese Prime Minister joined the crowd and seated himself at the head table. But the U.S. VP went in, shook hands with those at the head table, but not with North Korea's Kim, and left the premise without seating himself for dinner. Now, global media attention had been focused on the possibility of the first face-to-face between North Korea's ceremonial leader or head of state and U.S. Vice President Mike Pence, but that obviously did not happen, intentionally avoided by Pence. Daniel.
All right, Connyoung. North Korean leader's influential sister Kim Yo-jong, however, was never on the guest list and was not at the pre-opening ceremony. So are we expecting any contact between President Moon Jae-in and Kim Yo-jong?
Well, absolutely, Daniel. So while Kim Yo-jong, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un's influential sister, did not attend the reception earlier this evening, South Korean President Moon Jae-in has said he will host a luncheon for the sister of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un and the rest of the high-level officials from North Korea traveling to the south for the PyeongChang Winter Olympic Games. Now, sources say that an informal luncheon of that sort will give Kim Yo-jong more freedom to interact with the South Koreans instead of one main speaker taking the center stage. Hosting an informal luncheon for the high-level North Korean delegation avoids really any protocol format where the only one main speaker has a voice, and that main speaker would normally be Kim Yong-nam, the head of the delegation and North Korea's ceremonial head of state. But in this case, what the younger sister of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has to say will take much more significance and meaning. Meaning, that is, both sides had maintained a delicate balance so as not to disrupt or upset any kind of diplomatic efforts that could overshadow the Winter Olympics. That obviously is not turning out to be too successful thus far. Daniel.